Tonight on CTV News, an MLA accused of a sex crime.
Will she advise Mr. Keeley to step down?
Former Conservative MLA Jordan Keeley has been charged with sexual assault. What we know about the allegations.
Alan Shoenborn is not ill, he's evil.
More freedom is granted to Alan Shoenborn, who killed his 3 children 18 years ago. Reaction from the victim's family. And more shakeup in Surrey. Another police board member has resigned after the firing of Chief Norm Lipinski.
This is CTV News with me, John Lee.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A man who killed his 3 children is now allowed out in public and without supervision. The BC Review Board has granted Alan Shoenborn a conditional discharge. That means he can come and go as he pleases. Critics are calling this alarming and an injustice. Ben Nesbitt has our top story.
18 years after Alan Shoenborn took the lives of his 3 kids, he's one step closer to freedom.
Alan Shoenborn is not ill, he's evil.
In 2008, Shoenborn killed his 10-year-old daughter Caitlin and 5 and 8-year-old sons Max and Corden in their Merritt home. Shoenborn has a delusional disorder and was found not criminally responsible following his 2010 conviction. He spent 15 years at the Forensic Psychiatric Hospital before being moved to another facility. A spokesperson for the victim's family says they believe Shoenborn is being moved through the system due to a lack of proper mental health resources in the province.
It's incumbent upon us to provide that level of care, not just graduate him through the system where he can be back on the streets and possibly, and I believe probably, will cause a greater tragedy.
Shoenborn will be living in Vancouver under supervision and must follow certain conditions like attending a psychiatric clinic for treatment, returning to the Forensic Psychiatric Hospital in Coquitlam if ordered to do so, and reporting any intimate relationships, and not possessing any weapons or drugs.
I think for most people this feels like injustice. I mean, 3 little children murdered at the hands of this individual. So I think by most people's measure, seeing him receive even a small measure of freedom, it feels like an injustice.
At a hearing on Monday, the review board heard Shoenborn can be irritable and abrasive, but thanks to injectable antipsychotic meds, his mental illness is in remission. A doctor testified Shoenborn has low motivation, spends most of his time watching television, and rarely uses passes to venture out in public because he fears being recognized. In 2021, he legally changed his name to Ken John Johnson.
He's refusing alcohol and drug treatment. He's refusing any sort of life skills treatment.
The board will review Shoenborn's conditional discharge in 1 year. Ben Nesbitt, CTV News, Vancouver.
MLA Jordan Keeley has been charged with sexual assault, and now a special prosecutor has been assigned to handle the case. The independent MLA from Peace River North was first elected as a BC Conservative, and now there are calls for the party to denounce him. CTV's Ben Milger has the story.
According to the Crown, the alleged offense that led to a sexual assault charge against Jordan Keeley took place between January and September 2024, before he was elected as a BC Conservative MLA. Keeley could not be reached by phone for comment.
Hi, you've reached Jordan Keeley. Please leave me a message after the beep.
He sent a text saying, "I'm innocent and I will prove it in court." Keeley has been sitting as an independent since March of last year, when he quit the Conservative caucus over disagreements with then-leader John Rustad. Despite sitting as an independent, Keeley endorsed Carrie Lynn Finley during the recent BC Conservative leadership race, and joined her on stage Saturday night when she was announced as the party's new leader.
Will she advise Mr. Keeley to step down? I think that British Columbians expect that the leader of the opposition will take a clear and decisive action on such a serious matter. This is frankly a real test of her leadership.
Through a member of her staff, Finley declined to comment on the allegations against Keeley. He was still an independent MLA when the charges were laid, although he had expressed interest in potentially asking Finley to allow him to rejoin the BC Conservatives.
It looked like she was going to. He endorsed her during the leadership race. There were photographs of them together. It looked like he was about to step back into the fold. I imagine that's not going to happen now.
No details on the alleged incident have been released. It's not clear how long the investigation has been underway, but the BC Prosecution Service says a special prosecutor was appointed back in February. The allegations against Keeley have not been tested in court. Ben Milger, CTV News, Vancouver.
A Mission man has been charged in connection with an unprovoked assault on a taxi driver. And now Mounties are asking for the public's help tracking him down. 57-year-old Link Gates has been charged with assault and mischief in the incident that took place in Maple Ridge last year. Police say the driver picked up a passenger from the 12900 block of 232nd Street the afternoon of September 17th. The suspect allegedly told the driver to stop before assaulting him, smashing the windshield and attempting to break the taxi's CCTV camera before running away. Maple Ridge RCMP say the public helped identify Gates and are now asking anyone who knows where he is to contact them. More fallout following the abrupt ousting of the chief of the Surrey Police Service, Norm Lipinski. CTV's Lauren Pullen is following this in the Breaking News Center. Lauren, another director of the Surrey Police Board has resigned.
Mijung, this is the second director to resign in the wake of Lipinski being fired. Jim Caruana told the Surrey Police Board today that he had tendered his resignation with the province, according to the board's executive director. Harley Chappell also handed in his resignation as board chair, pointing to politics for his departure, adding Lipinski was fired at a special meeting that he didn't attend. We did reach out to SPS for a response on Caruana's departure, and they referred us back to the police board. The city of Surrey did not respond to our request for comment. Meech.
Thank you, Lauren. A house in Surrey was hit by gunfire early this morning for the second time in less than a month. Video from the scene shows bullet holes through the windows of the home at 57 Avenue and 148th Street. Police say there were people inside when the shots rang out around 4 a.m., but no injuries have been reported. The house was previously targeted on May 20th, and police believe the incidents are related to extortion. Anyone with information or video from the area is asked to contact Surrey Police. Crime Stoppers is sharing safety tips for summer vacationers while reminding Surrey residents about changes to the city's security camera registry.
The Surrey Police Service is urging everyone who's participated in the original Project Iris campaign to contact them and re-register.
The voluntary program was launched by the City of Surrey in 2016 and is now being transferred to the Surrey Police Service. The registry helps police access video evidence. Similar ones exist in North Vancouver and Port Coquitlam. In addition to security cameras, Crime Stoppers says you can protect your home while you're away by getting neighbors to pick up your packages, park in your driveway, and even mow your lawn so the home looks occupied. To the enormous construction site in Langley, where a new SkyTrain line is being built. But like we've seen many times before, disruptions along the route have businesses struggling to stay open. In fact, some are even closing up shop. CTV's Kevin Chirac has more.
It's a massive transit project connecting Langley City Centre to the Expo line in Surrey. But SkyTrain construction is proving costly for businesses along the route.
Is this the worst year you've had?
Yes.
Sung-Mi Kwan has run this Baskin-Robbins for nearly 30 years, but never had a neighbor quite like this.
Parking lot is blocked or gone. The customer, very incoming, doesn't come. And revenue is dropped 20 and 25%.
Other businesses are going to great lengths just to get the word out they exist.
Shops are losing money here. So they send me out here and just to advertise, and half the people don't even know where it is.
This grocery store announcing it's closing at the end of the month.
Most of the business owners I spoke with in this shopping center didn't want to go on camera, but virtually all told me that they've been hit hard, with one business owner saying they're down at least 70% this year.
It's one thing if your commute's an extra 20 minutes, that's a pain in the butt. For these businesses, it's life or death.
Corey Redicomp at the Greater Langley Chamber of Commerce says restaurants and retail are feeling it the most and believes it may be time for government support.
I think it might be time for us to look at the issue of compensation or of reducing costs, or I know some groups are looking at maybe low-cost loans or zero-interest loans to help bridge them through.
It's a request that's come up before. During construction of the Broadway subway line, businesses called for a financial lifeline, but the province has stood firm.
Compensation is not something that any government has done on any project in this province.
The Ministry of Transportation and Transit says it's helping impacted businesses with accessibility, signage, and by shifting major work during off-peak hours. CTV News caught up with shoppers who see both sides.
I couldn't imagine being a business owner and being affected by this. I do really feel for them.
I get it, but once it's done, they'll have more business to recoup what they lost, I'm sure.
A hope many business owners like Kwan are holding on to.
Are you going to be able to hang on, survive?
Yes, survive. We have to.
The estimated $6 billion SkyTrain extension is expected to be open in late 2029. Kevin Chirac, CTV News, Langley.
Manny's mantra. The Canucks' new head coach explains how he plans to rebuild from rock bottom and what it means to take the next step with the organization. We'll have that in just a moment, but first, time to take a look outside from our Grouse Mountain camera of downtown Vancouver and beyond. It looks a little hazy out there, but it's a pretty nice day.
Yes, we had some cloud, we had some sun. Now we're seeing mostly cloudy skies out there. Temperatures on the mild side, just around seasonal, 18 degrees across the lower mainland right now, with the exception of West Vancouver at 17 and Abbotsford at 16 degrees. As we head through the overnight, that's when the showers return, dropping down to 11. Into tomorrow, it shouldn't be sun, it should be showers. We'll see 16 degrees, we'll see showers on and off throughout the day. So make sure you have your umbrellas handy. Much needed rain, and hopefully we'll see what we are expecting, because it's been a while since we've seen the wet weather.
Haven't had to pull out the umbrellas too often.
Yeah, so dust them off.
All right. Thanks, Ann. Manny Malhotra is back in Vancouver, this time behind the bench. The former Canuck and Stanley Cup finalist is now head coach, taking on a team in rebuild mode. CTV's Dimitra Maragos has the story.
Consistency and culture top of mind for the new head coach.
And staying the course and believing in what you're doing and executing on those things on the daily.
Manny Malhotra, well known to fans, spent part of his nearly 2-decade NHL career in Vancouver. A member of the 2011 Canucks Stanley Cup final team.
As a player, being a part of some very special years here, playing alongside some incredibly special players.
The former Canucks center was officially named head coach this week, returning to a city he says still means a great deal to him.
I'm humbled and honored by your guys' decision to make me the coach in Vancouver.
Moving behind the Canucks bench, the 46-year-old now taking on the challenge of leading a team in the middle of a rebuild.
It'll be about those daily incremental improvements. Today's practice needs to look better than yesterday's practice.
He has to get the job done. And part of that is fixing this culture.
Sports columnist Patrick Johnston says Malhotra has a strong reputation, but he has his work cut out for him.
The last season went really badly, and people recognize, I think, that, there's still hard work to come and that it's not going to be a championship team overnight, but that there's that hope.
Malhotra says growth will be defined by how players respond to adversity.
I think our group will be based around guys that are wanting to be here, want to be part of the solution.
Caleb Malhotra right now is looking like the best center right now.
There's a personal storyline at play too. Vancouver holds the 3rd overall pick, and Malhotra's son Caleb is a top prospect.
We've had a very clear understanding in my household that first and foremost, I am dad. We will continue to have that rule in my house.
He says no matter who's on the roster, every player will be held to the same standard.
There will be some good times, there will be some bad times, but the privilege of being an NHL hockey player is all the motivation and all the joy you need to come into the rink every day.
Dimitra Maragos, CTV News, Vancouver.
They're always hugely popular. TransLink has released new specialty compass cards, this time World Cup themed. Also ahead.
Are people going to choose to spend their money on the alcohol rather than just the hydration?
FIFA has banned refillable water bottles from all World Cup matches. Some call it a cash grab. What FIFA is saying. When CTV News at 6 continues, stay with us. Just 1 week away, Vancouver is getting another preview of what's to come. TransLink is unveiling some new FIFA-themed features as it prepares for the biggest crowd surge the region has seen in years. CTV's Craig Krause has more.
You can see behind me, this member of the C-Bus fleet, the Burrard Otter 2, has undergone a FIFA World Cup makeover, and this is just another example of how that soccer tournament is taking over the city.
I want you all to say hello to our one-of-a-kind soccer C-Bus, right? Let's see if we can, there we go.
The soccer C-Bus will sail the Burrard Inlet wrapped in tournament colors throughout the summer, but the World Cup excitement isn't stopping at the waterfront. Starting Saturday, fans can get their hands on a limited edition Compass Soccer Mini, a collectible keepsake that doubles as a transit pass.
This is the Compass Soccer Mini. It works just like a Compass card, so you can tap in on SkyTrain, tap out, tap on buses, and travel across Metro Vancouver.
Just 10,000 are being released, and like a regular Compass card, they'll get riders moving across the region. They'll go on sale Saturday morning at Waterfront Station. The launch is also a reminder of the massive transportation effort already underway. During the tournament, TransLink plans to add roughly 600 extra bus trips a day, boost C-Bus service, run SkyTrain trains as often as every 2 minutes during peak periods, and launch special routes to move fans between matches, festivals, and transit hubs. A plan as the biggest tournament in the world is only a week away.
The Expo line was built for Expo 86, and the Canada line was built for the 2010 Olympics. Our transit system was literally built for big events, and now we are ready to deliver for the world's biggest.
Now, with hundreds of thousands of people expected to flood the streets of Vancouver, the region is preparing to welcome the world, and transit is hoping that it's smooth sailing ahead. Craig Krause, CTV News, Vancouver.
FIFA has banned refillable bottles from BC Place for the World Cup, citing safety concerns that people may use bottles as projectiles. Ticket holders were notified by email yesterday, just 10 days before the first game at BC Place. With the tournament taking place over summertime, there are concerns that soccer fans won't be able to stay hydrated in the heat.
We are entering some very hot weather. And when you have a crowded, sold-out stadium packed full of people in the heat, it goes back as well to cost. If you're going to be buying a beer versus a water, and who knows how much that's going to cost, are people going to choose to spend their money on the alcohol rather than just the hydration?
Pavco, the Crown Corporation, which operates BC Place, directed us to FIFA. FIFA did not grant us an interview, but said in a statement it's making efforts to mitigate heat, including the use of cooling tents, misting stations, and hydration stations. To the other Canadian city hosting games, and a look at Toronto's preparations to welcome thousands of fans from the stadium to the airport. Organizers in Toronto say they're ready. CTV's Mike Walker has more.
The final touches are being made to the pitch 8 days before the FIFA World Cup kicks off at the renamed Toronto Stadium.
It's like getting ready for the first day of school. We've worked many years on this.
The major upgrades are complete. The entire stadium has been transformed with a new fan experience just outside it.
And this is really the primary entry behind us on the east side of the stadium. So probably around 80% of the spectators. We've got 55 lanes of entry.
To the locker rooms, plus additional concessions and a new menu.
Literally every day has been hours and hours of menu planning, tasting, sampling, finding ingredients, especially Canadian ingredients.
The biggest upgrade? The bleachers on the north and south ends of the stadium, increasing capacity to nearly 45,000.
About a third of the audience looks like they're from Toronto. The other third will be Canadians, and then we're ready to welcome a third of the crowd from around the world.
The executive director for stadium operations says the TFC match against Lionel Messi in Miami last month was a real test.
The big thing was about people movement, and we learned a lot that day, and we tweaked a few things, and we think we're ready to go for next Friday.
With 6 matches on tap, hundreds of thousands of people are expected to visit Toronto throughout the tournament. The airport has been preparing for more than a year now and is anticipating 185,000 travelers on peak days.
expecting the peaks of travel for the tournament to be about 2 days before and 2 days after each game.
To manage the influx of travelers, the airport has set up a dedicated games operations center and is bringing more staff on board.
To be able to respond to any situations in the airport in real time, we're adding staff across the terminal as well to make sure that when there are peak periods and the airlines tell us when we're going to have peak periods of passengers, we can reallocate staff to certain areas to make sure that passenger flow goes as seamless as possible.
The FIFA World Cup kicking off the busy summer travel season early, with the airport projecting 17 million travelers arriving and departing from June to Labor Day.
Canada's film and TV industry is slamming Ottawa for reversing course on fees for American streaming companies like Netflix. Also ahead.
That's AI governed by Canadian values. AI that is accountable to Canadians.
Ottawa unveils its AI strategy, how much it's hoping to boost AI use among businesses, but how many jobs could be lost? That's ahead. Less than a week before it welcomes the world to the FIFA Fan Festival, the PNE's new amphitheater will officially open Friday night. It is just one of the many things to do in Metro Vancouver this weekend. We've got a full list of fun things to check out on our website, ctvnewsvancouver.ca. Ottawa has unveiled an ambitious plan for the future of artificial intelligence in Canada. Dubbed AI for All, it forecasts massive economic growth, business adoption, and even job creation. But as CTV's Mike Lecouture explains, it leaves many questions unanswered.
So this is an AI-driven product. Artificial intelligence is becoming the norm in a growing number of products and places. It's why the federal government released its strategy to harness the technology while also placing safeguards around it.
That's AI governed by Canadian values. AI that is accountable to Canadians. AI that serves all Canadians.
The broad goals of the plan are to boost AI use in businesses from 12% today to 60% by the year 2034, to build a world-leading supercomputer in order to increase Canada's sovereign infrastructure in 5 years, and to give all Canadians access to free AI literacy training.
Under our strategy, the government will introduce new legislation, regulations and standards to protect your data, your privacy, your children.
So far, there are no timelines for those safeguards. Experts are also concerned about maintaining our digital sovereignty through Canadian-owned and managed data centers and clouds. And some say the government needs to think bigger than this current plan.
850 megawatts, right? That was the proposed scale by 2030 of the sovereign kind of infrastructure build they're looking at. That's less than 1/50th of what the private sector in the United States is expected to have online in 2 years.
There's also a concern over how AI could affect jobs in this country. One estimate from the Conference Board of Canada would see 535,000 jobs created by the year 2045 as a result of AI. But that would be offset by a short-term loss of 555,000 jobs by 2030.
We know that AI targets those jobs, particularly of young people, the ones that are getting into the market. So we've got to make sure that we give them the tools required to overcome that.
The Minister of AI, Evan Solomon, pointed to a Bank of Canada study on the impact of AI, underlining it has not seen any significant job losses yet. But the bank notes that could change as AI use accelerates in this country. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
There's been mixed reaction to Ottawa's ordering Canada's telecom regulator to review its decision to charge streamers more for Canadian content. Streaming giants like Netflix and Disney had previously been required to contribute 5% of domestic revenues toward CanCon. No one has seen that money since it's been tied up in court. Last month, the CRTC announced it was tripling the streaming tax, something Ottawa warns could raise costs for Canadians. The rules have also been a major trade irritant with the U.S.
I think on this one, we were smart to pull back because in the grand scheme of things, when you look at our massive connection to the Americans overall, if this became the irritant, we were smart to throw it away. But at the same time, that gives the Americans the impression that they can put pressure on us and get what they want.
The Alliance of Canadian Cinema, Television and Radio Artists said the government was letting billionaire streamers off the hook and transferred the responsibility for funding Canadian content to taxpayers under the guise of consumer protection. What Air Canada is saying about concerns about possible jet fuel shortages as we head into the busy summer travel season. And heated rivalry star Hudson Williams was on the Bell Media upfront red carpet. What he says are his favorite things to do back home in BC. That's ahead.
Time now for tonight's Skywatch. The 5 iconic sails of Canada Place under an overcast sky in Burrard Inlet.
CTV Skywatch is brought to you by Kermac Collision and Autoglass, the name you'll remember when it matters. Kermac cares for kids. Your Morning Minute, brought to you by General Motors OnStar.
All right, well, we are here on the road with tech expert Mark Saltzman talking all about Super Cruise, which is now enabling Canadians to drive right across the country, coast to coast, using this hands-free technology, which is super innovative. So, Mark, tell us, how does it work?
Sure, Mona. So Super Cruise works through a collection of cameras and sensors on the vehicle, GPS data and mapping software, all working in conjunction with one another to keep you safe on the road, hands-free. And as you mentioned, it's super exciting that it's now available coast to coast across Canada. And get this, almost 1 million kilometers of mapped roads are supported in both Canada and in the U.S. for Super Cruise to date.
Pretty incredible.
That's like circling the Earth 25 times, by the way.
That's incredible.
Watch Your Morning Vancouver, weekdays 6 to 9 on CTV and watch live on Crave.
Some pets look like their owners, but one zoo animal in Bangladesh is the spitting image of a U.S. president. Well, this is Donald Trump, a rare albino buffalo that's been drawing crowds to Bangladesh National Zoo. The animal became a viral sensation after a farmer noticed he had the same hairstyle as the U.S. president. Trump, the buffalo, was saved from slaughter and instead placed in a zoo where large crowds have been braving the sweltering heat to see him. Very smooth and there's not one hair out of place.
The hair is pretty amazing, I have to say.
It really is. Almost looks like there's hairspray on it.
Exactly. But yes, he is adorable. All right, let's take a look at our forecast. Things will change as we head into tomorrow, all because of this low offshore. It'll bring in some wet weather to us on the south coast as well as it has been bringing for the north coast and central coast the last couple of days. Right now, we're seeing overcast skies across the lower mainland through the overnight. That's when we'll see a line of showers move its way in, and it'll continue into tomorrow morning. Through the afternoon, we'll see showers on and off. It'll be heavy at times, especially for the eastern sections of Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley as we head into tomorrow night. So it won't be a complete washout. We will see showers, though, so make sure you do have your umbrellas handy. 9 o'clock tonight, 16 degrees. The sun sets at 9:13. Overcast skies around midnight. And then we'll see some showers tomorrow morning at 13 degrees for 8 o'clock, continuing into noon, and slowly it does dry up. By 3 o'clock, we expect to see overcast skies, still 16 degrees, and 6 o'clock for your afternoon commute, you will see a few showers, but for the most part, overcast conditions. Active weather for the central interior tomorrow, your provincial forecast at the bottom of your screen. That's what you can expect for Port Hardy as well. Showers and a chance of afternoon thunder showers and 10 degrees. Cloudy skies and showers for Campbell River and Comox with a high of 16. For the South Island, periods of rain for Tofino, 12 degrees. Showers for Port Alberni and 14. It'll be unsettled from Nanaimo right down to Victoria with temperatures between 15 and 16 degrees. Same story for the Sunshine Coast at 14. Cloudy with showers up the Sea to Sky Highway for Squamish. 12 degrees for Whistler. You'll stay dry with some sunny breaks in there. And for us across the lower mainland, we'll see temperatures between 15 and 16 degrees under cloudy skies and a few showers. Rain to start off the day on Saturday before it clears out of the way. A cool 15 degrees. Sunny breaks for Sunday. Monday and Tuesday will start off with wet weather. It clears up through the afternoon with temperatures between 16 and 18 degrees. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see highs to 18 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. So not a lot of rain, but it is what we need, and then more as we head into next week as well.
Yeah, the flowers will be happy to get some moisture, right?
Everybody will be happy, not just the flowers.
Yeah, it's been such a dry spring. It's good to have the rain. All right, thanks, Ann. Well, it is a big day for Bell Media, the parent company of CTV News. The stars were in Toronto for the annual upfront presentations. That's when the company reveals the new shows coming to Bell Media platforms. CTV's Andrea Case has more on what to expect on your screens this fall.
Yeah, going slow really worked.
When Kevin Sussman got the call from the Big Bang Theory producer Chuck Lorre, he was thinking of a spin-off for the show starring his character Stuart Bloom. He was surprised because the start on Big Bang wasn't a smooth one.
My first day, I went up on I forgot my line many times.
Now, 7 years after that show ended, Sussman is back with cast members Lauren Lapkus, Brian Posen, and John Ross Bowie.
You wouldn't look at Brian and think vision board guy, but you'd be wrong. And I kind of put it out there. I won't say I manifested the show.
You manifested it.
But there was a little bit of me going, I said Chuck Lorre into I did a little Beetlejuice, where I would say Chuck Lorre into the mirror.
The premise of the show is Bloom accidentally breaks a space-time device, triggering an apocalyptic event, forcing the team to travel from universe to universe to restore reality.
I got the call. I had just had my second daughter like a week before, and then Chuck Lorre called me, and I was like, this is the best phone call ever. I have a job, and it's going to be cool. So it was very exciting.
For Canadian actor Scott Speedman, being back here at 299 Queen Street, Bell Media headquarters, brings back a lot of memories. Do you remember Speaker's Corner?
I pulled the double park, pulled over, ran in, put my dollar in the Speaker's Corner and said, you know, I want to audition for Boy Wonder. And then my mom got a call like 3 days later or something to come audition. And I did a couple of auditions for Mally Finn, the casting director for Warner Brothers, who was here, and the rest is history.
He didn't get the job, but a career was born. Speedman returns for season 2 of his show, Florida-based PI R.J. Decker. This year, he also takes on the role of executive producer. Andrea Case, CTV News.
What's your favorite thing to do in BC and West Coast?
Hike, breweries and beers, ice cream, runs. I run indoors. I don't know why I lied. But I can look through a window and see BC as I run.
Look who else was on the upfront's red carpets, BC's Hudson Williams. The heated rivalry star plugged his favorite things in BC, as well as his upcoming project, Yaga. The half-hour drama is based on a Canadian play and set to premiere on Crave later this year. Crave and CTV News are owned by Bell Media. Ontario is cracking down on ticket resellers. It's now illegal to resell tickets for higher than face value in that province. Also coming up.
It's affecting all border crossings in any form, whether it's by cruise ship or by land or by airport.
Europe in the summer is always packed with tourists. This summer, travelers can expect more delays. We'll tell you why. CTV News at 6 continues. Taking a look at today's markets, the Canadian dollar dipped again and now trading just under 72 cents to the U.S. dollar. Oil down almost $3, sitting around 93 a barrel. Gold saw a $38 bump. And there were some record highs on the stock market. The TSX gained 415 points and the Dow Jones gained 874 points on the day. As the FIFA World Cup approaches, Ontario is more than doubling the maximum fine that can be handed out for selling tickets above their original value. Businesses and people who violate legislation capping the price of resale tickets at their original face value could face fines of $25,000 up from $10,000. The new fine structure will take effect on June 10th, 2 days before the first match in Toronto. The government says it is also amending legislation to allow for the public identification of any ticketing business issued fines.
This is such a great thing for the people of Ontario, that they can actually go to an affordable concert, an affordable sports venue. This is a massive win for the people of Ontario.
Non-compliant businesses can already face court-ordered fines of up to $50,000 for individuals and $250,000 for corporations. Air Canada is trying to ease concerns about fuel shortages ahead of the busy summer travel season. The airline is sending an email to customers saying that there is no fuel shortage affecting its operations, including across Europe. The airline adds that it does not anticipate any significant impact throughout the summer. Lufthansa released a statement saying that most European airlines are confident that there will be no jet fuel shortage. Many Canadians who are boycotting travel to the U.S. are opting for European destinations instead. But if you're flying overseas this summer, you should expect delays as a new system rolls out at airports. CTV's Pat Foran explains.
Europe is a favorite destination for travel, and this summer will be even busier than usual. Bookings to Italy, Ireland, Greece, Switzerland, and Spain are all up substantially over last year. A video of the Lisbon airport in Portugal a week ago went viral when it showed lineups that were hours long.
It is quite honestly astonishing and testimony to just what a disaster these new EES rules are.
Canadians shouldn't be worried. They should be prepared.
Flight Centre is trying to warn Canadians that because of the new entry-exit system in Europe, they may face delays.
They will now have their fingerprints and photos taken digitally, and it essentially will replace the old passport stamp that we're used to on our passports.
Travel experts say if you're flying in or out of European destinations, you'll need to budget hours of extra time at airports.
It's always crazy during this time of year, but then you add in that new entry-exit system and gathering all of those new biometrics, and it is just taking people a lot longer.
And it's not just flying, it's any mode of transportation in or out of Europe.
It's affecting all border crossings in any form, whether it's by cruise ship or by land or by airports.
Recommendations if you're traveling to Europe: arrive much earlier, especially for intra-Europe flights. Keep passports and travel documents easily accessible. Monitor airline apps for updates. Consider flexible fares where possible, and register with Canada's Registration of Canadians Abroad service. While the new system is expected to make travel faster in the future, for now there will be growing pains as the system rolls out.
I would be making sure that I build in some extra time at any of those European airports.
Experts say don't let the Lisbon airport video worry you too much, as it's known to have some of the longest lineups of any European airports, and others should be much better. Pat Foran, CTV News.
With just over a week until their first match, head coach Jesse Marsh has named Team Canada's starting goalkeeper for the World Cup. That's still ahead tonight. Plus, Canadian teen tennis sensation Victoria Mboko is teaming up with one of the greatest tennis players to ever play the game. We'll tell you why coming up. And celebrating with skeletons. Halloween may still be a few months away, but that is not stopping a Colwood woman from decorating her front yard with skeletons now. Adam finds out why next on the Sawatsky Sign Off. Right now, here's Carrie with a preview of Your Morning Vancouver.
What will the World Cup look like in the midst of an affordability crisis? Friday on Your Morning Vancouver, how this international event fits in during these economically challenging times. It's one of the most underreported crimes in Canada, what you need to know about elder abuse and scams. And we'll take you to the new Oak Ridge Park for a closer look at Vancouver's new shopping centre. We'll see you in the morning.
Serena Williams is teaming up with a young Canadian star in her return to tennis. 19-year-old Victoria Mboko posted this photo today saying the Queen is back. Mboko and Williams will play in the women's doubles event at an event in the UK. Mboko is currently ranked 9th in the world in singles and says Williams is her idol. Williams announced her return to the court earlier this week at the age of 44. She has won 14 Grand Slam doubles titles over her career. The wait is over. We finally know who will be Canada's starting goalkeeper for for the World Cup. Quebec's Maxime Crépeau has been picked for the #1 job. Canada coach Jesse Marsh announced his pick today, ending a months-long battle between Crépeau and Dane St. Clair. The 32-year-old former Vancouver Whitecaps member now plays for Orlando City in the MLS. He's also a longtime men's national team member, but missed out on the 2022 World Cup after breaking his leg shortly before it. Vancouver's summer schedule is jam-packed, and not just with World Cup games and events.
With summer here, we're really excited to welcome a number of our annual events that are back. We have hundreds of events planned for the city, ranging from large festivals, sporting events, through to our small block parties.
This month's lineup includes cultural celebrations like Italian Day on the Drive, Indigenous Peoples Day, and Greek Day on Broadway. There will also be races, the Jazz Festival, and of course, plenty of World Cup experiences. Today, the city also teased an upcoming announcement about summer fireworks. That had us all very curious.
Yeah,
I mean,
canceled it.
Yeah,
And
then
that
there's
was
that
one
one
day.
night.
Yeah.
But FIFA is coming. Do you think maybe there's going to be fireworks connected with the World Cup?
Maybe
Who
we'll
knows?
see
Well, yeah.
soccer balls in the sky.
Yes.
That would be cool. Okay, well, Taylor Swift is officially entering her multi-billions era. Forbes announced today that Swift is now worth $2 billion. Much of that wealth comes from her Epic Eras tour and her recent albums. Swift also re-recorded much of her older music, and those royalties are going straight to the singer. Pretty smart of her, right?
Travis Kelce is lucky.
Okay, we'll get to the Sawatsky sign-off in a minute. But first, Lauren, what's coming up tonight on the late news?
Well, Mijang, there are more big questions tonight over the Whitecaps' future. Well, the province said it was more optimistic about efforts to keep the Caps here in Vancouver just last week. Today, we are hearing from the Major League Soccer commissioner, and it's a less rosy picture. What the MLS commissioner had to say, and the continued push from fans who are, of course, still rallying to save the team.
Great. Thanks a lot, Lauren. Well, a Halloween decoration is helping one woman on Vancouver Island express herself in ways she never imagined. By spreading joy in her community, she has been able to let go of a painful past. Adam explains on the Sawatsky sign-off.
For as long as she can recall, Melissa Bowers has strived to make her world brighter.
I love to see everybody smile and be happy. Ever since I was a kid, my mom said.
But when Melissa was a kid, going to school couldn't have felt darker.
I'm the quiet, hide-in-the-corner type person. When I was a kid, I was picked on.
The bullying got so bad, Melissa dropped out in grade 10.
Kind of broke my heart, and, it was... But I found a job, and everything kind of worked from there.
She got married, had kids who finished high school, including one named valedictorian. And then there was that day they drove past one of those giant skeletons.
Oh, I had goosebumps. I really did.
What felt so good during Halloween, Melissa decided to leave it up and decorate the skeleton for Christmas.
So I was afraid people were going to, name call or pick on me.
But after the skeleton celebrated Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, and Canada Day, instead of criticism...
Instead, I got flowers, I've gotten cards and cookies, just everybody thanking me.
And perhaps the greatest gift of all is how it made a young girl who was picked on for being quiet finally feel heard.
Through the big skeletons. Yeah, I speak through them.
And what she's saying now to everyone in the neighborhood who's graduating is congratulations.
Just for all the kids that worked so hard for the full 12 plus years.
And if these skeletal scholars could deliver a commencement speech, they'd begin by saying, be yourself and never give up.
We all have hiccups in life.
But life will get better.
It will. Yeah. Always does.
And in this world where we're judged by our differences on the outside, Melissa says never forget we're all the same on the inside. We're all just skeletons.
Be nice to each other. Be happy. Love each other. Really.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
The Sawatsky sign-off, brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
I have seen one homeowner in our neighborhood who keeps the skeleton up.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
all
yeah, because
year.
you don't want to take it down.
It's a lot of work,
and
right?
you can decorate it for the whole year, all the holidays that come
Skeleton
by.
for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then you can do the seasonal costumes, like for grad, etc.
We were thinking that for a Christmas tree, not to take it down, but have it as a holiday tree.
Oh,
So
wow.
Valentine's Day hearts, you know, Easter bunny ears.
You took it down, though, right?
All right, let's take a look at our scenic snapshot for tonight. Colorful float homes in Mosquito Creek Marina. Thanks, David, for sending this beautiful photo in. And we want to see your scenic snapshot as well. So email us at scenicsnapshot@ctv.ca.
The water's so calm,
So
sky's
nice.
so blue. Not so much tomorrow, though, right?
No.
All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Good night.